So I am not going to be on the pitch, but already feeling the tension in the studio because this is the biggest fixture on the Ghanaian football calendar. It doesn't get any bigger than Asante Kotoko coming up against Hearts of Oak, especially at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, where Hearts of Oak all have found some joy in recent past, and they will be going into that game with a lot of optimism. But we here are only going to break the game down and see where this pendulum would actually swing. My name is Mutale Yakubu, and this is the GPL build-up show here on TV3. This weekend, on March Day 22, the adrenaline is very high, and we're all very excited about what lies before us. There are two very important games that could decide where the title will tilt towards, and one is in Takwa, and the other is in Kumasi, and we'll get deeper and look at what these games will mean and the aftermath of the results that would come. And I have been joined by two legends, two famous legends who play for this club. I'll be introducing them to you very shortly. I'm talking about Asante Kotoko legend and an Accra Hearts of Oak legend. And also we have our resident analyst who is by his screen to do the breakdown of everything that we are to expect. It's March Day 22 of the Ghana Premier League, and we are getting to the tail end of the business end of things. All teams have their microscope on and are looking for that 3 points, which is more than good. But before I introduce my guests, let's take a quick breather. We will return shortly.
The capital was just the beginning. Now, the war moves to the fortress. The mighty porcupine warriors are home and ready to unleash the fire. Will the Rainbow Boys be able to silence the guarding city? Sunday, February 15, 2026, the Baba Yara Sports Stadium will shake. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock p.m. Get your tickets now and be there as the Porcupines meet the Phobians in the return of the Super Clash, live right here on TV3.
Welcome back from that break. You're still watching the GPL build-up show here on TV3. I'm fired up because the studio is already set ablaze by these two legends. But our resident analyst, Mohammed Shaban, here in his beautifully cladded, I don't know, a t-shirt which has the logos of the two clubs there. On the left is Asante Kotoko, who are the home side. There on the right is Hearts of Oak. And in the middle, that is where we have the Ghana Premier League logo, which we duly represent here at TV3. So he'll be doing a lot of breakdown. He doesn't know where he belongs. But the two men who know where they belong are sitting closely to me. One, for some time now, as a kid growing through the streets of Accra and also in Kumasi, I've not seen someone lift the Phobian spirit that high more than this man who played Hearts of Oak for about 5, 6 seasons, 7 seasons, 10 seasons? A decade. And you won how many Ghana Premier League titles? 7. Amanko Abreku, legend, captain, former captain of Hearts of Oak, still very much involved with the Phobians. And during his era, they formed what we call the 64 Battalions. Another who made a name for himself within Kumasi, within Ghana football. I remember some time back he used to be with Heart of Lions, and they were going to play a game against Asante Kotoko. He promised he was going to score against Kotoko. He did score, and Kotoko could not do anything about it. But to bring him all the way from Accra, snatch him from the eyes of Hearts of Oak straight to the capital in Kumasi, and he became an instant hit for them. Eric Bequin is here with us. He's one man who also won the Goal King, so he knows all about scoring goals in the Ghana Premier League. And these two gentlemen representing Kotoko with Eric Bequin. These days he works with FC Samatex as their strikers coach, and no better person can be in that position than him because he knows where to find the goals. And Amanko Abreku also here with us. It's a pleasure to have you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
There's a lot to talk about as far as this fixture is concerned, and I like your combination. Mushia, yeah, na say, Ejakakra, kakra.
But he's a
He's still a Kotoko man through and through. Eric Bequin is one person that the fans in Kumasi are saying that one day, they know that he would come and work in Kumasi.
It's a protocol.
Well, let's see what happens. But let's go through the fixtures for match day 22. We know that there's Hartlepool traveling all the way to Kumasi to play Asante Kotoko. But the other fixtures as well. One fixture that could also have some ramification on where the title will tilt towards is Mediema, who are coming up against Adriana FC. It's also a big game that we'll need to discuss here. Then there's 11 Wonders against Vision. Asante Kotoko home after that defeat to Adriana in the MTN FA Cup. Before that, they had lost to Heart of Lions in the Ghana Premier League, and that saw the back of their head coach, Karim Zito, who is no longer with the club. They will be coming up against Hartlepool. Another game that could also potentially decide where the title will land. Then there's Hoho United against Nations FC. Dreams at home would come up against Karela United, with Bibiedi Gold Stars also facing Baseke Holy Stars. Swedo All Blacks, Kasim Mengo played his first game with All Blacks in match day 21. They lost to Gold Stars. This time, they are coming up against Eric Brequin's Samatex 1996. Then Brekum Chelsea will take on Heart of Lions, and Bichim United would also come up against Young Apostles. So with everything set, let's get the ball rolling and start off with match day 1, which will be played on Friday. That is tomorrow. Mediema, they will be taking on Adriana FC. It's a big game, a game that could actually see Mediema stretching their lead at the top, or Adriana actually cutting the lead on Mediema to get closer to them as far as chasing the title is concerned. Because if you look at the table, Mediema are on top with 43 points, and Adriana, who are on second place, currently have 36 points. Now, let me start with you, Bekwin. This is you were in Takwa recently for that game where you played Mediema. Do you think the Mediema team is the real deal, like people have been saying?
Yeah. I think let's even talk first about their coach, Ibrahim Tanko. I mean, he's a top-notch coach who have seen it all. I mean, outside there, and then bringing his system and then philosophy into, the cup of Mediema makes it, a homeful or something. And he's doing so well. Looking at structure, how he have even structured the players on the field, and then the communication aspect, which is so key when it comes to coaching, because you need to have that father and son affair whereby players are so open to you. They can open up, tell you whatever that is going on. It's very, very key. And I think he's playing that kind of role is really helping him so well, to be where he is now. And now you can see that even with him sitting coolly on the bench, the boys know the role. And that makes it exceptional.
Well, Amankwa, it's first against second. These are dicey games. It's a game that if Adriana should win, they cut Mediema's lead to just 4 points. It puts pressure on Mediema. If Mediema should win, they open up a 7-point lead between themselves and Adriana. Who actually takes the pressure of wanting to win this game and do something good with it? Is it Mediema who are the home side, or Adriana who are coming into knowing that any result apart from a defeat will be a good one for them?
Yeah, I think this match between Mediema and Adriana is the second El Clasico for this week. Yeah. And for me, Mediema playing at home, it's another advantage. They have been consistent, and so for me, the consistency it's the most important thing. And so for me, I feel like Mediema should win, should take the 3 points. For Adriana to close up, I don't think they have that space.
Now, there's one player who would actually raising, the standards of Mediema this season. You can talk about Prince Owusu, who joined the Black Stars, but Salim Adams, formerly of Hartlepool, it's a completely different player with Mediema. I said that Hartlepool did not have enough patience with him, or someone will say the pressure at Hartlepool is quite different from what is
exactly. I've always said that players from maybe Hazakes, we have example of Issa Mohamed, Issa, Van Texin and Co. They were all goalking when they were playing in their various clubs. But then when they came to Hartlepool, they couldn't even score 5 goals. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the atmosphere at those clubs and Hartlepool is different. So exactly, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, when you are in your former clubs, and then they bring you to Hartlepool, definitely the realization is what's our problem. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to realize that if I used to go 10 rounds in drafts, if I've had come to Hartlepool, I have to go 20 rounds.
Okay.
But then normally it turns the other way around. Like you feel like, I've come to House of Folk and I've been signed. I have to give in some money, and therefore I need to, stop working and then I feel like I have to enjoy. That is the problem. And so for me, if you are able to work harder than where you are the same player.
Okay.
You have the same, talent, and so you can do better.
I get
but
that.
But just because they don't realize and recognize the kind of different atmosphere that they come from, and so that's why
it becomes a problem. Where can you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I think to even add up to what my senior was saying, it's about them realizing that there's a difference between night and day. If you are to capture this into your mindset, you understand that this is, the magnitude of the club that it's only about expectations, results oriented. You see, so if you are playing such teams, you need to have this at the back of your mind. The energy that you were, burning, the carbons that you were burning to face these clubs. When you get the opportunity to also play, you need to serve. These clubs, we don't play, we serve. And it's not about how long you play in the institution, it's about the legacy that you leave.
Now, let me do this briefly for me before I go to Shaban. You have been to the TNA Stadium twice this season. One in the league where you end the draw, and technically in the FA Cup, you end the draw but lost on penalties. What makes the TNA Stadium difficult to get results there? Because it looks like Mediama has not lost there this season.
Yeah, I think the cohesion, the telepathy of the team is up there. Because, when players are playing with this kind of tactical discipline, the level whereby I know that when I pick the ball on the left flanks, Amankwa is going. Football is about passing and receiving.
Yeah.
And before the ball, after the ball, you should already have a decision of what you want to do. But that is what they are doing at the TNA Park, which is making the magic for them because cohesion-wise, telepathy, teamwork, you can see that they are on one course.
Let me bring in Shaban. First against second. Historically, what do we have to know about this fixture?
Well, similar statistics going into this fixture. I was looking at these two sides, that is Mediama and Aduana FC over the weekend. It looks like they have the same pattern. When Mediama eliminated Samatex from the FA Cup in the first round of the Premier League, it ended 1-1. Then eventually they played in the FA Cup. It went to penalty shootout. Then Mediama won 4-2. Then again, Aduana FC against Kotoko in the Premier League first leg at Kotoko's home. It ended 1-1. They went straight to penalty shootout. It ended 4-2. And so same facts. But there's something unique about these two teams. You spoke about Salim Adams. And again, if you talk about Aduana FC, they have Salim Uze Bafada. They signed him from Future Stars. And he's becoming one key player for Aduana this season. And then Sana Seidu, another brilliant midfielder. And I would just want to enjoy this fixture because it's going to be a midfield battle where Salim Adams, Fuzi Taylor will be in the middle for Mediama Sporting Club, including Prince Owusu. And then you talk about Aduana FC, we have Maxwell Atta, Salim Uzeba Fada, Seydou Sana, all commanding the midfield. It looks like they have the same pattern, they have a good team. If you talk about Felix Che, you can talk about Prince Owusu Osei, the shot stopper for Aduana FC, who saved them in the game. But then the first round at Nanaji Mambidu ended goalless draw, and that was when Mediama had their pick in the first round. At a point in time, Mediama, you remember, went 17 games unbeaten in the Premier League, and that included the fixture against Mediama Sporting, Aduana FC. And so Mediama a good side, and one of the teams that are unbeaten in the Premier League. But Mutala, I can tell you, this weekend we are going to have a bit of changes. Either Mediama extending their lead on top of the league table because the top 4 teams are going to play some tough fixtures. And this is an opportunity for Mediama to open the gap and maybe cement their title hope, because if they're able to beat Aduana FC, they are going to go 46 points. I told you that you need 60 points to be champion of the Premier League. Now they have 43, they have 17 more points to finish the 60 points, and we have a total of 39 points, and this is not difficult for them. Beating Aduana means that their title hopes would go higher for about 95%, because Hartofo Kotoko is playing, Gold Stars is also playing a tough fixture, so a big advantage. But Aduana is a side to watch out for on Friday. Of course, and that game is on Friday and will be live on TV3 and of course on Mia TV. So do keep up with us for that one. 4:30 is a game that could also have some ramifications, as I said, consequences on who would win the title, because it's first against second. But there's another game on Friday. 11 Wonders will be playing Vision FC.
I've been wanting to ask you this. But when you played for Heart of Lions, you played in Pando before. Is it important in the Ghana Premier League to honor matches, especially at your home grounds? Is it part of the reason why you can succeed in the Ghana Premier League?
Sure. I mean,
I am asking that in respect of 11 Wonders who qualified in Techiman, but then new owners had to buy the team and move them to Accra, and it seems that that decision has not gone well.
I think history should prompt us of Alhaji Gruza's King Faisal.
Yeah.
He said he can lose all away matches, but for his home, it's going to be a fortress. I think that's what I was expecting from Pando Heart of Lions during the commence of the league, but it seems things couldn't go as planned. You know, you can plan, but it's only God who can deliver the final.
Because currently, 11 Wonders are rock bottom of the Ghana Premier League. They are playing Vision FC. Vision themselves need a point to move further away from the relegation table. They've used 3 different managers since the Ghana Premier League started. This season's league started. They started with Odate Lamte. Jay Isapon came in and he left and Emmanuel Edu. And Jay Isapon actually described the 11 Wonders job as impossible. He says that you can't win games if you don't play at your traditional home.
Yeah, but you know, Mutala, if you are to be a former footballer who have played to the highest level, teams like this can pour sand into your gari so easily because they've got nothing to use.
Okay.
So they'll just come in all out, have fun. And you came with the tactics. If you don't face a team who is also coming with tactics, it's very, very difficult for you to overpower that kind of team.
Amankwa, with what you've seen so far from 11 Wonders, do you think they are gone?
Let me give you a typical example. Like Hearts of Oak. We normally play at a sports stadium, Accra Sports, right? But now we're playing our home at Legon. I've advocated for saying before the league starts that we should play at Legon. Because now when you play at Accra Sports Stadium, we don't win.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for us.
And what is the reason why?
That's what I'm saying, that now there's time for everything. You know what I'm saying? There's time.
But
for
that has been your ancestral traditional.
That's what I'm saying. That I'm giving a typical example. That there's time for everything. Now we are playing our house at Accra Sports Stadium, and then we are not winning. But when we go to Legon, exactly. So now what I'm trying to say that the team, man, they have their foundation. You know what I'm saying? They have their foundation as in their supporters. Media man are doing well not because only the players are working, but because the supporters are also supporting.
Okay.
Supporting is very important in our time. Yes, we were playing good, but then the supporters, we seeing the supporters is also a motivation that inspires us to play. And so for me, yes, 11 Wonders, they have lost that foundation, and therefore things have been very difficult.
And it's even happening to Karela.
Yeah. Moving from
Karela
Inasi to they said that it's the northern region has not fully embraced them, so they've had issues, and maybe it's now that they are settling in.
Because if you compare even Tamale City to them, Tamale City,
Tamale City, RTU, they have a larger fan base than Karela.
But you see, for me, I think as a former player. And then you are a player. There's nothing like my home or away. You should have that professionalism of winning.
Because the owners can change ground anytime.
Exactly.
All right.
And Musala, again, we have to look at history of teams moving from one venue to another and how they've managed to play the season. And you see, Legend also made some important comment. It has to do with the way football is going now. Years ago, they were traditional clubs only. Now it is changing. So the question is that Vision FC do not have a lot of supporters, but they are playing in the Premier League. Teams like Dreams FC don't have the large supporters, but they are still playing the Premier League. So as 11 Wonders, you can also come in the form of Dreams FC and succeed. You don't need to have a traditional home and fail. But that is also having an impact. When RT were playing at the Kaladan Park in Temale, they were performing. When
they got to the Tamale Sports Stadium, it became a problem. Olympics. But what you should know is that 11 Wonders are no longer teaching my 11 Wonders. Yes. Now it's 11 Wonders.
Of course.
Some people call them 11 Wonders.
Yes, but spiritually they are.
Well, Saman, you look at the fixtures, and one team that could benefit from this weekend's game greatly, with Mediama playing Adriana and Kotoko facing Heart of Oak, is BBN Gold Stars. They are not really talked about. They are the current champions of the Ghana Premier League. They are playing Baseke Holy Stars. Mediama draw against Adriana, Heart of Oak draw against Kotoko, and they win. They are the biggest winners of the weekend. They are coming up against Baseke Holy Stars, who also need to rack up points to move further away from the relegation zone.
Yes, a big influence. Gold Stars, defending champions of the Premier League, And in the history of the Premier League, since we moved from 16 to 18 clubs, it looks like Gold Stars is becoming the best defending champions. In 2020-21, has won the league, struggled in 2021-22. Kotoko won 2021-22, struggled in 2022-23. Mediama won in 2022-23, struggled in 2022-24. Summertex won in 2022-24, struggled. But for Gold Stars, it looks like if Mediama were not even putting in more effort, they would have been the league leaders currently, and that is an impressive one. Though history do not favor defending champions since Kotoko won the league back-to-back in 2013-2014 season. But for Gold Stars, they have a big advantage. But Muntala, it is also a disadvantage because Gold Stars in recent home performance have not been that extraordinary. One, when Marcus took over as a coach, he won 3-2 against Dreams FC, a struggling Dreams FC as at that time. And Dreams FC scored twice. But you ask yourself, can Baseke Oli Stars score twice for Gold Stars to come back and win under Johnson Smith? No, it is not possible. Again, you look at their fixture against Kotoko, goalless draw. They also drew against Mediama Sporting Club. And their last home game was against Sweden Blacks. They struggled to get a goal in a dying minute. And it is clearly telling you that Gold Stars at a point is a struggling side.
Okay.
And Baseke, if they fail to win this fixture, possibly will drop to the danger zone because Vision is playing 11 Wonders who have about 95% chance of recording the victory. Brekum Chelsea are also in need of points. They have 23. If they win, they go 26. And you look at the goals difference, Baseke have -7, Brekum Chelsea have -7. If Chelsea should win, Vision should win, All Blacks should win, and Baseke drops points against Gold Stars, they are likely to drop to the danger zone.
But when you are a coach, and I have to ask you this because there's been divided opinion among the Gold Stars supporters. Nanaya Mankwa started the season, took over from Frimpong Manso when he was sacked. He was winning games, and at a point they were leading the Ghana Premier League table. Then the management decided to bring in Schmidt, Swiss coach, and the results were not stable for some time. Do you think they should have allowed Nanaya to continue with the job because it looks like he had built something with the boys? But others are saying, no, he's not, the first team coach, and they needed to bring someone in.
You know, Mutala, football have gone so scientific now. Science and data is working. And I think over here in Ghana, that's where before a coach comes, they've already scouted players for him without even knowing the system that he's going to play. Even the DNA of the club and then the philosophy of the club is not being, introduced to even the coach before he steps in. So whoever started him, he's now gelling with them. Like the way Coach Zito said, we are doing rebuilding. That people are not getting him right. Looking at the players involved is good for him to say this. You understand? Because the players themselves, like Senior said, they don't even know the club that they are playing. If you get to know the club that you are playing, you know how you even act professionally. With training and then all that. So I think that continuity and then keeping the person there
is very important.
It's very, very important. Yeah.
So there's a mini fight in Bono. Bechem United will be coming up against Young Apostles. For Bechem United, ever since Kobina Emisa took over, there's been a change in the results for them. They are currently 12. They end the draw against Hartlepool in March Day 21, a very impressive draw. They are playing Young Apostles, who are 11th. Both teams have 26 points. Games like this, how does it really go? Mini derbies like this.
Exactly. Normally, the most important thing about you going to this match, you just have to observe your positioning. That's what I'm saying. It's very, very important. That where am I? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so for me, these two teams, they are all at the position whereby if you don't take care, you can drop at any time. For you going forward, it's very difficult, but then dropping down, it's easy. And so for me, they need to be very cautious when it comes to these kind of matches. That you are in the middle and anything at all can happen. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But then when it comes to the team that has fallen, it feels like for me, I'm down there already. Yeah, exactly. I get nothing to lose. But then when you feel like immediately you lose, you are just dropping down to the bottom. It's very difficult for you, and there's tension.
Yeah, a lot of tension in such games. But when your team, Summertex, would also be traveling to Swedro to face All Blacks, what makes it so difficult for you to concede goals, especially in away games? Because Samatex barely lose games. It's either they draw or they get a win.
Yeah, I think we are still getting there. We will still get there as well because football is all about global analytic global. And we'll come, when we lose, we go back and then...
Has football changed that much?
Yes. Now, like I said, football have gone so scientific. It's not like before that you say that I'm playing home and everything have to go for home. And during the entire week, you have been training on the pitch. Someone is coming to play 90 minutes and you said he has come to do something on your field. Then, I mean, scientifically, you are not there. Data is not working.
One of the persons that many feel is an unsung hero or not really talked about is Christopher Eni, your head coach.
Sure.
You work closely with him. Yeah. How good is he?
Christopher, I mean, is a top-notch coach, as I can tell you. When you see, his training programs, how he deal with his sessions, it tells you he's top there. But, when it comes to our local players, it's like playing PlayStation. You need to control the pad so well to get the results. And if you see the kind of training that the boys go through, and you look at the results that comes out, I mean, it raises eyebrows. You understand? So, I mean, for us to even look at the matches that we went and drew outside, these are big matches. Yeah, to go to a Diana, I mean, we all knowing where Diana's strength is and all that, we're able to go and grab points. And our home grounds have been a fortress, which we also have to applaud the coach. And then the playing body as well, that we are doing so well. But like my boss said, we are unsung heroes some way. Because looking at teams that have won their home games and then being champions in their home, if we are not first, we can be second.
But you are going to grounds where the results are not coming for them. Yeah. They started with an Egyptian manager, Ahmed Fatih. He's gone. Kasim Mengo, who was the coach of the Black Galaxies, has taken over. And the plan or the mission is to survive. How difficult would it be for your side?
No, I don't see it to be much difficult because now we are going to talk about gelling. How Kasim Mengo is going to gel with the boys for them to understand his system of play, the philosophy and all that. But here is Samatex. We are coming in with, a world team which we've rehearsed the telepathy cohesion. Everything is working on our side. And I know we'll come home with a point.
Well, that is Eric Bequin. He says that they will come home with a point. There's a lot to talk about the super class, but Shaban, just do this briefly for me. Ho United, it's now or never. That is what their fans are saying, that we can't come to the Premier League and go back just like that. They have to start winning games at home. They are playing Nations FC. Well,
Nations have picked their form, but you see, it is now or never for two teams. Suedraw lacks 24 points. If they lose to Samatex, that is it. They will drop to the relegation zone. If Ho United fails to win this game against Nations FC, automatically, Ho would have about 70% of chance not surviving in the Premier League. Why? Because if you look at all the teams in the relegation zone, that's from 27 points and 26. These teams are competitive side. And if you drop there and then the points gap becomes 5-4, you need 4 consecutive wins to go up there. We have 39 points more to go, and it will be difficult for you to bounce back. But Kasim Mengo can see, he is doing well with Nations FC. He would want to do a lot of work, but for me, it will be difficult. Emmanuel Anoy is back. You've seen that. Anoy is back for...
You mean Frimpong Manson?
Frimpong Manson. Yeah. He's there. But for Emmanuel Anoy is back for Nations FC and would want to get the results for them against Hohoi. I don't know why Hohoi is even struggling at home. I actually do not know why, because the players are available. They've changed their head coach and still the results are not coming. But
Ghana Premier League, Ghana Premier League is not easy. Kasim Mengo says
it has been so for long.
Kasim Mengo says
when it comes to Hearts of Oak especially, you see they drew with Hearts of Oak.
The first match.
So then from there, kind of complacency are setting. They feel like, no, we are okay. But then, exactly.
So, the league that we are playing, 3 points are more important than gold. Sure. Getting 3 points in the Ghana Premier League is extremely difficult. There's a lot to talk about. The biggest fixture for the weekend, that is that Asante Kotoko game, and of course, Hartlepool game. But surprisingly, Kotoko are not going into that game with their head coach, Karim Zito. He has stepped down as their head coach. So now Prince Yao Owusu is now the one acting in that interim capacity, and he is spoken ahead of this big clash. Also, Masoud Didi Dramani has a full coach, says that they are going to Kumasi with one aim to pick up the 3 points.
I think what I would say, we are ready. We're starting training today to face House of Folk. One thing I'll bring back to us, on the last game we played, we didn't have our way. Things didn't go well for us. We have to make amendments. And we're ready to work very hard this week so that we can close up the gap to get a win from House of Folk. We are here for them. We are here to play for them to entertain themselves. And what they were looking for, we were not able to give to them. And so when they react, they have the right to do that. But I'm so glad nothing worse came out of it. But we just apologize. That will not happen again. So let's see the way forward. We can get it better for them every time we come out. When it comes to House of Folk and Kotoko, I don't count by what has happened before. It's the performance on the day, on the pitch, and how bad the other team wants it. That's what gives the results. So we are also starting to try and get ourselves ready for the game.
Everybody knows the importance of clashes between House of Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I have been fortunate to also work, serve Kotoko, for about 4 years, and so I know what they stand for, and I know their traditions these clubs hold in Ghana and Africa, and so I think that's the preparations is not just today. The preparations is just like any other league game, but this comes with its own commitment, energy, effort, everything. The players, you need not to tell that. I don't discuss when I'm playing this game. I don't discuss the opposition. I only will discuss them when we are watching the videos. But the preparation is just to enhance and improve what our style of play is about. Is to improve what our game philosophy is all about. Is to improve our club culture. Is to improve our ways of what we do on and off the pitch. And I believe that when you came here, you saw that this is the really House of Folk that I have heard about. You can see how everybody is noisy, how everybody talks, how everybody works. Today is a day for our strength training, and still we don't go out of our tactical inhibition. And so I think that it's a game that will come with all the passion, all the energy, all the effort, everything. And it is not like just 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 45 minutes. It's 90 minutes plus more minutes. And so we need to stay very...
So Masoud Didi Dramani is the head coach of Heart of Folk, and he's faced Karim Zito 3 times already as a Heart of Folk manager, where he's lost 2 and won 1, and that was in the top 4. But this time he will not be facing Zito because he's coming to face Prince Yaouso and Hamza Oben. But first of all, did it come as a surprise to you that Karim Zito stepped down from his role as the head coach of your former club?
Of course. I mean, it was a shocker because we're just talking about continuity.
Yeah.
How, coaches should be left to operate. And let's put this straight. Zito haven't been bad at all. Having 4 trophies into his basket, he hasn't been a bad coach, for the season. He's done so well. And I think the timing was too bad. A very big game.
So you think he should have been allowed to at least play the Heart of Folk game?
Sure, because, he has been with the boys.
Yeah.
And, it's a father and son affair. And Coach Zito is more of a developmental coach. He knows how to side boys. He knows how to deal with them to perform. Look at Dreams. Dreams is a fair test case for Coach Zito and then all that. But, management have decided, and as we always hear, coaches are being hired to be fired. So it's not about what happened. It's about how they will decide on what to do. But for me, as a coach, I think it was a bad timing for the Kotoko family.
Was it a surprise to you that at a crucial hour where they are coming to meet their fiercest rival, then they have a meeting and it's announced that the coach has stepped aside?
Seriously, for me, it's not a good timing. You know what I'm saying? Because for you going to that crucial match and then your coach, whether he resigns or you do it with him, I think the timing is very wrong. But then it serves a caution to Hearts of Folk. You see, we have 2 things when it comes to coaches.
Okay.
Being a motivational factor to players. You know what I'm saying? One is that you have a new coach. Every player would like to have some kind of favor in the sight of that coach. So you want to prove something. But it's the same player who was having, the previous another previous coach. So that is one. 2, a coach resigning or a coach being sacked. Is what I'm saying. It's also a motivation. If only the players realize.
Okay.
Why am I saying this? Now, all the players going to this match will have that conscious effort that, you know what, we don't have Kuzito, but let's prove everybody wrong.
That we are good enough.
That is motivation. So the timing on their side seems like it's a bad thing. But then to the opponent, you have to be very careful.
So does that really power a lot of pressure on Heartland as well?
That
okay, they don't even have a substantive coach, and you've allowed them to beat you. So you should go.
What should that be my problem as a player? What should that be my problem?
Okay.
Whether they don't even have a coach. What should be?
Your concentration should be.
I have to play and win. Whether they have a coach or not, that is not my problem. My problem is to win as a player, to perform.
As exactly. We speak now, what Amankwa is saying is very, very heavy. To the extent that now it's between, is it the coach who wasn't good, or was it the playing body? So you
okay.
Yeah,
so Nana Prinkra, the chairman of the IMC, has been to the training grounds. He's spoken to the players. Some of the players have granted interviews and said that they would prove that they are good enough.
Exactly. So do you know? Let me land. Do you know that because of this situation, in terms of Kuzito not being around, do you know when it comes to motivation, it will be more.
Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to communication, it will be more. When it comes to whatever they have to do, exactly. Why? Because Kuzito is not around, and therefore, on the side of supporters, they would like to do something. On the side of IMC, they would like so motivation is coming from every angle, and that makes it very that makes it very important for Heartland to be very careful.
Because with what you are saying, now others are saying that since Kotoko do not have a coach, this is where Heartland have to take advantage of. But you are saying not having a substantive coach could even be the biggest motivation factor going into that, and especially losing to Heart of Lions and losing to Diana in the FA Cup.
And even let me add up to history. I know the historian is already here, but
and he will take us through some.
It's been 39 years. As Kotoko have done back to back to Heartland.
Okay.
So history is also coming in here, which I think the goal was scored by Sarah Mensah at that time. The history that we have now.
They've not been able to do the double over them.
Yeah, the back to back. So 39 years now. So you can imagine. So it's another task on the players too. Is it the coach that wasn't good? 3. And then the 4th one is where the problem is. You people are telling us that we can do it for you. Why didn't you do it when Kuzito was there? Because you are being paid. And this brings in why I was discussing something with my senior man that I think the current players should be put on performance contracts.
That would be extremely difficult.
No. See, when I went to Egypt,
okay,
if you are taking, let's say, 100,000 for a season, they will give you 70. The 30 is performance.
Performance should bring that 30, exactly.
I said these guys will wake up. Because most of them don't even know the club that they are playing. It's not how long you stay in an institution, but it's about the legacy that you leave within that spine.
I would come back to you, both of you, and we will delve extensively into that game. But let me go to Shaban. Shaban, the numbers for this season, Heartland are struggling to score goals, but have they scored a decent number of goals as compared to Kotoko?
Well, I'm happy the two legends are here. At a point, the course of the analysis, one will smile, one will cry. Then as we keep moving, it will change because some of the facts do not back some teams. But this is the total goals scored, and clearly the best attacking side, second best attacking side, Kotoko, apart from Mediama Sporting Club, versus the best defensive setup. And in combination of Solomon Agbesi, Benjamin Asare, Sharif Schweib, Heartland have kept 16 clean sheets in 21 league games. In combination of Mohamed Kamara and Dari Aziz Haruna, Kotoko have kept 13 clean sheets, with Dari keeping 3 and then Kamara keeping 10. And for Heartland, we have Solomon Agbesi 7, Benjamin Asare 8, and Sharif Schweib 1 match, 1 clean sheet. And so the best defensive team is Heartland currently in the Premier League. They have only conceded 7 goals, and Kumasa Santi Kotoko, they have conceded a total of 14 goals going into the fixture against Hartlepool. So it's obvious that Hartlepool will be very good defensively. Now, records shows that Kotoko have scored 28 goals, and interestingly, 17 of the goals have happened in the second half. And that is also a sign that Kotoko is always dangerous in the second half. Hartlepool have scored 15 goals, 7 in the first half, 8 in the second half, as compared to Kotoko, 17 goals in the second half, 11 goals in the first half, and that is also an advantage. But for Kotoko, they have conceded 14 goals, 9 in the second half, and so
even with Samba Onel at
the back, and 9 in the second half, and Hartlepool have conceded 7, 3 in the first half, 4 in the second half, and clearly telling you that they are good sides, but then in terms of goals conceding, Kotoko can concede the second half at the same time score in the second half, and that is where the goals will come back. Mutala, let's talk about the history of these two teams and the bragging rights. And I know Amankwamriku and Rebecca have all added up to.
Of course, they've all been part of.
They've all been part of
this kind of fixture before.
Yes,
Hartlepool, Asante Kotoko.
Of course, they've been part of this history, and this is the total games played between Hartlepool and Kotoko. And you know what? This is a clash that has a lot of interest. This is going to be 120th league game between Kotoko and Hartlepool since 1958. And that makes it more interesting. Kotoko with a dominance of 41 wins, 38 for Hartlepool, and Hartlepool needs to close up 39, 40, 41. 3 games more to close up. And for Asante Kotoko, 41. If they win, they go 4 points clear gap between them and Hartlepool. And then the draws are 40, and it means that Hartlepool have lost 41 and Kotoko have lost 38. And so the bragging rights currently, Kotoko holds that record. But again, the last time Hartlepool have beaten Kotoko at the Baba Era Sports Stadium, I want us to look at it and see what it tells us here, because it is very key, it is very important that we pay attention to Hartlepool's records against Kotoko, and then we look at what has really happened. And this is Asante Kotoko. And 2010-2011, Hartlepool beat Kotoko 1-0. And the last time Hartlepool have beaten Kotoko in the Premier League at Kotoko's home was in 2015, where Hartlepool beat Kotoko 1-0. 2016 1-1, 2017 1-1, 2020 21 0-0, 2021-22 Kotoko won, 2022-23 ended 1-1, 2023-24 Dr. Prosper Natogu beat Hartlepool, 2024-25 as well a victory for Asante Kotoko, where Albert Amwa scored the only goal in the game. But let me take you through something, and I want to tell you a fact between these coaches, how it is going to go. And I've realized a pattern, and that is where I'm afraid of going into this fixture. And it looks like Hart and Kotoko game ends goalless draw 1-1, 1-0. Goalless draw 1-1, 1-0. It took a certain coach to change the dynamics, but it has happened once, and it will be like that. Sometimes there will be a little bit of change that is at a point, but that continuous factor of 1-0, 1-1 would continue to happen. And you see, the first leg ended 1-0 in favor of Asante Kotoko. Statistically, this second round should end in a draw. That is per the statistics we have, the history we have going into this fixture. But let me take you through the history.
Wasn't the first leg that Morfin Donzo scored?
Yes, and so it is giving us a signal that the second round should end in a draw. Let's go back to 2016, 1-0. Let's go through together. Mutala 1-0. Kotoko won the second leg 1-1. 2017 1-0. The second leg 1-1. 2022-23 1-1. The second round 1-0. And then Doctor came to change the dynamics. 1-3 to 1-2-0. So this is the odd season. Let's go back to 2020-21, 0-0.
Wasn't the season that Frank Etuga in Bela was with Asante Kotoko when he scored in that fixture?
This is Stephen
Desimukwala. He scored a hat-trick.
He scored a brace in the 3-2 win. Then again, he scored a brace in the 2-0 win. He scored 4 goals in that season. Now, so let's follow the pattern. 2016, 2017, then we go to 2020-21, and this is it: 0-0, 1-0, 1-0, 0-0, 1-0, 0-0. So clearly, per the pattern we have for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, taking the odd season out in about 6 seasons.
So the off season is the 2023-24 season.
That is the
where
off season.
Kotoko won both legs.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm going to take you through one factor. Per the statistics, the second round is a draw, right? But let me take you through.
Now, Shaman, wait, was it the season that Heartofok played both games at the Baba
Yes,
Sports
and
Stadium?
that is why it is the odd season.
So does it really count as a double?
Yes.
Or it doesn't count as Kotoko back-to-back over? It doesn't really count.
It counts.
Okay. Because some Heartofok fans will say, yeah, more Accra. So it's not really
But
bad.
Heartofok people say that's their hope.
But I remember those games were played at the Baba Sports Stadium, which Richmond IE was imposed for Heartofok in one of them. Okay.
Yes, in one of them. Now, you see, this is 2020-21. 2021-22.
Okay.
2022-23.
Okay.
And then we look at 2024-25.
Okay.
And this is a different era. I want to take you through something. In the different era, it takes coaches who have the best advantage over Heartofok in their previous club to beat us. Now, let me take you
Then
through.
Zito would have been perfect because he
So
was always
for me,
making life difficult.
I wanted Zito to stay and play
Because he was always making life difficult for.
Let me show you. In 2020-21, Heartofok won the league. They beat Kotoko 1-0. In that season, in match day 34, Dr. Prosper Natogu was the head coach of Wafa. He had the dominance over Heartofok. At a point, though Hearts were beating him, he was very strong. Then he took over as a coach of Kotoko. And this is what happened in the 2021-22. And that is it. 0-0-1-0. Kotoko dominated. Yeah. So he had an upper hand over Heartofok as a coach of Wafa before coming to take
Asante
over
Kotoko.
as Asante Kotoko. And then he left. They brought in a coach who did not have any power, any clout over Heartofok. And that was 2022-23. And Heartofok also won. It was the last season Heartofok had beaten Kotoko. They won 1-0. Then they went in for Abdul
Was
Karim
it the
Zito.
Burkinabe coach
The
that came in?
Burkinabe Zebo. But let me take you to when they brought in Abdul Karim Zito. Now, they brought in Abdul Karim Zito to take over as a coach. And this is what happened. And that was in 2024-25 season. When he took over as a coach, before taking over as coach of Kotoko, in about 7 consecutive games as Dreams FC head coach, Heartofok have failed to beat Dreams. Then he took over. He also played 2 matches. The one was the second round league game against Heartofok, ended goalless draw. Then the following season, he beat Heartofok in the first round, 1-0.
And that is this season.
That is this. And now the coach who has taken over has no records against Heartofok.
That is Prince Yahusu.
Prince Yahusu, and that is also making it. You know, first we're looking at the statistics of the game, looking like a draw. Again, Heartofok last beat Kotoko in 2015 at Kotoko's home. Then again, we look at the last time Heartofok beat Kotoko in the Premier League, and that was over 3 seasons ago. It happened in 2023. So per statistics, Kotoko have the advantage, but then per history of coaches, it looks like Prince also gives a lot of advantage to Heartofok.
Well, you've taken us through down memory lane, and it's very interesting. I'll come back to the legends, but we took to the street to ask fans of both clubs what they think would happen on Sunday.
Kotoko will carry the day because they've not been of themselves for quite a long time now. So we hope to dwell on this match to regain our confidence because we lost our last match to Hearts of Lions, and I think they are going to use this match to boost their confidence and come back to winning ways. So I think it's a huge test for us, and we are going to take advantage of it.
Kotoko there sometimes, so I say a classico, yeah, sometimes for form in edible. What I say, with my base Kotoko, Olusu Sunday we are my Diana penalties. I'm a Unifi FA Cup. Last match league, our body Hearts of Lions 3-1. Into Ocean, we will lose. Now say has a winning the match so bet match Kotoko and the Oboa. Has no Kotoko na ya from bats. Be support has baby. Almost say yeah home ground say Ashanti region. And Kotoko home ya Greater Accra. Nti say call home dia mo say vim no e be say Kotoko. Most of the time no classic on to predict but Kotoko bet my be. But I bet my from 3-1 and I say roughly 2-0.
To be frank, no cry about house management in here. A comedy prayers, you know, because all my prayers, you know, scar on my neighbor so, and I hope so. Be so. Oh yeah, Juma. wake 20 na we adwuma nti sa ketua na mba sana o se ba na unti ho nya adwuma no nti yesre has management omo hwe no mo mankura no omo me a wi na ye pe na ebenya sa so na koma kotokon so omo so mo management ni omo so komo di omo kotoko players na omo nyina komo di omo se ye tuo mo kaye a ene GPL supporters ni pe no players ni di be man nti me da mo ase misuma adwen kire ni but at the end of the day no has very ni 1-0
far bros Kumasi Asante Kotoko ukuma map mbeba supporters no bia amla park has for on dede kwa on be pin so show mu tune.
The PPP would definitely be at the Babayara Sports Stadium. We'll go to the tactical board briefly, but Amankwa, the stage is set for Sunday. Heart of Folk, Asante Kotoko. It's a game that many say it can't end in a draw because should Mediama win and this game ends in the draw, then these two teams would case bye-bye to the title. What should Heart of Folk do if they want to really win this game? You've seen both teams play this season. They've had their own issue. What do you think Heart of Folk needs to do to be able to get victory against Kotoko?
I think for me, the coach Didi has to work. I know he does it, but then he has to intensify it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the attacking machinery, because that has been our problem. When it comes to our goalkeeping area and then the defensive area, we don't have a problem. But then when it comes to the attacking machinery, that has been a problem. So for me, scoring is our problem, and therefore we need to. The coach needs to work on that effectively. Apart from that, I'm giving kind of a caution to the players to be very careful. Okay. You see, in this situation whereby Zito is not there,
it's like there's chaos at Kotoko.
Please, that is very dangerous for Hasselhoff. Exactly. For me, if I should, I wish I could tell them in the face. No, you see, the thing is, that's what I'm saying, it's from experience. Normally, a coach leaves. It's a motivation to the players. Okay. That is one thing they have to know. And so, please, Zito leaving, even the Kotoko should not have a coach. Me and family, I'm just going to perform. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So for me, they should just have commitment to this game. And looking at the side that Shaban did, that means if we should go by the stats, then that means it should be 0-0.
But Kotoko, I mean,
unfortunately, whenever I meet
on set, your team wins.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've heard from Shabad. We'll be doing the tactical board very shortly. But you've seen Kotoko. They've made a change to their technical team. It looks like currently the odds favor Heart of Folk. Can they turn that pressure into a good thing and go out there and win? And what should they do coming up against a formidable Heart of Folk team?
I think not being complacent is one. Okay. And then two, I think it hasn't been long that the coach resigned. So I wish to, advise or tell the coach there shouldn't be too much surprises, knowing the kind of tactics or strategies that Coach Zito have used since he came, the legacy that he has left behind to torture Accra Soko. Shouldn't be too much changes. Okay. It doesn't matter the form of the player now, but this is, every game and the way you approach it. And we have players that we approach with certain games. Because Ghana here, you can use a player, why didn't you use this one? But tactically, you the coach, you know the kind of system you want to approach with this game. So I will advise or chip in, because he's a senior coach. So I only chip in that there shouldn't be too much difference too.
What is it?
The philosophy Zito have left in conquering us.
Okay. But you think the boys would live up to expectations?
Sure. Because,
with the pressure on them?
Yeah, sure. Because, Amwa have stepped forward to give us the hope that...
And he's taking the blame. He says the players are to blame. They are also to take part of the blame as to why they are not winning.
Yeah, and you see in football, if you accept, that's why you can pick your pieces. But if you think still, we are the bosses, that is where football will massacre.
And you see when a team is down by one, you see normally it goes against the one playing. Yeah. Exactly. That is the same thing. So thinking maybe the Kuzito is not around, that is 10 against 11. That is why you have to be very careful.
Well, briefly, let's go to Shaban. We have to do this within 2 minutes. Shaban, the tactical board, how would both sides line up on Sunday?
So I'm looking at the best defensive setup, going 3 back against Kotoko, Morifin Donsu, Albert Amwa, Saka Dauda, in the absence of Peter Amidu Akwa, who is injured. Yeah. Now, it paves the way. We have Amankwabi, who is a right wing back, and then Gordon Kujo, who is also a left winger. Is versatile, but he will get the opportunity to start from the left side. Therefore, Heart of Oak would want to attack more, set forward, and we'll have Kotoko's 3 attackers. That is Donsu, Albert Amwa. Donsu has 4 goals, Albert Amwa has 3 goals, and then Saka Dauda would also be available for the fixture. Then we have Walid Fuseni and Hubert Jewu also attacking. And Rafael Amponsan will be the DM. I'm sure Abdul Karim would be
he
part
started
of the,
training. He's back in training with us.
Karim is back and will be playing the game. But we have Hussein, and it's a midfield battle. And with Hussein, he is going to play alongside Hamza Mauli Wayo. And in the first round, Heart of Oak struggled because Kotoko managed to break the Hearts midfield. At a point, they were struggling because they were under pressure. But let's see how it goes in the second half. Befi will join the attack, Gordon will join the attack, depending on how Kotoko would attack. If Kotoko are going to go with a high pressing like they did in the first round, it is going to be very tough for them. But Mutala, let's see how it goes. And this is a clip of the first round where Kotoko actually dominated and then made sure that Heart of Oak were under intense pressure. This is the first round of the Super Clash, and Kotoko dominated. This is one of the chances Kotoko created. A lot of spaces in the Heart of Oak defensive line. At a point, this is the 3-back of Heart of Oak. This is it, the 3-back. And then Kotoko managed to break through the Kotoko defense. At a point, Benjamin Asari had to do a lot of work. And, you know, in Benjamin Asari's records as a goalkeeper, he's only lost 1 game in the Premier League this season, and it's against Kotoko. And let's see how.
And he considered from the penalty.
And from the penalty.
Well, he will be very important to Heart of Oak. But we'll go through the predictions shortly if we can have the fixtures on the screens. But quick one, Bequin. Which 2 players this season you've played at Asante Kotoko? You've seen their team. Which 2 players do you think could be the difference for them?
I think Jewu and Albertamwa coming back. Jewu has been very, very tremendously, super for the team. He has shown quality, and then consistency too is there. So I think having him around the engine, I think he's going to play a key role. Yeah,
of course. Now, I'm quite hard to focus which 2 players could be the difference for them.
Yeah, I
know that Asari is simple.
Number 1, with whole Ghana.
Number 1. So he will make a difference.
That one. But you see, when it comes to Samba, I've liked this guy.
Yeah.
And then that is defend. And then when you go to the attacking, I think Abetamwa coming in, I think it's also a dangerous.
But for your club, who would make the difference?
Oh, I think, you see, one thing I've always said is that apart from the attacking machinery, I think the midfielder should also kind of contribute to the scoring. So, but then if maybe the attacking machinery is they are not scoring, and then the midfielders are also not scoring, then that would be a bankrupt. Because for me, I think Hamza and Wayo should have it.
Hamza Wayo could make the difference, but this is where we will do the prediction. There is a tradition that we do here. I just mentioned the fixture, then you mentioned which team would win. So I'll start with you, Shaban. You have been here, so you take them through. Mediama against Adriana, who wins?
Home win or draw.
Okay, so Mediama against Adriana, Bequin.
Adriana.
Okay, Mediama against Mediama. Then there's 11 Wonders against Vision, Shaban.
Vision FC.
Okay, so Shaban, I will exempt you from this. Asante Kotoko, Heart of Oak, Bequin. Scoreline, I want the scoreline itself.
Why do you exempt it?
No, I'll come back to Shaban, but I want the scoreline from you, Bequin. Asante Kotoko, Heart of Oak.
2-1.
2-1 to Asante Kotoko. I'm a Kwabeku.
Heart of Oak will win by 1.
Shaban, what do you think?
Statistically draw.
Okay. Hoho United Nations FC, Shaban.
Hoho win.
Then there's Dreams against Karela, Bequin.
A win for Dreams.
Gold Stars will be coming up against Baseke Oli Stars at home, Amankwa.
Gold Stars.
Suedro All Blacks against your team, Bequin. Samatex, who wins?
Absolute 3 points for Samatex.
For that match, I go for Suedro All Blacks.
You go for All Blacks.
I am from Suedro, but looking at, how the league is going, apart from me being, a coach at Samatex, form guard, I think Samatex is.
Well, Brekum Chelsea against Heart of Lions, Shaban.
Brekum Chelsea.
Then there's an all-Bono fight between Bechem United, Young Apostles, Bequin.
Bono, the home team always grabs the point.
Yeah. Very true. So this is why we call it a wrap here on the GPO Build-Up Show. It has been an interesting one. Thanks to these legends who have come to share their knowledge with us. It's always a pleasure to have them on set. Aman Kwamreku and Eric Bekun. And definitely they'll be watching that game between Asante Kotoko and of course Heart of Folk on TV3 and on Onuya TV. A world kickoff at 5 p.m. By then all the other games will be done and the concentration would solely be on that one. And thanks to our resident analyst as well, Mohammed Shaban, big one, always taking us through some statistics and history concerning the biggest fixtures that we preview on this show. That game is on Friday, Mediema against Adriana at 4:30, and I've said that the winner in that game could actually determine where the title would tilt. In fact, the two games this weekend would really have impact on who wins the title at the end of the season. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Do make a date with us on Friday as we start March Day 22. Have a good evening.